All right. Happy Sunday, you guys. Happy batching day. So Sundays are, hold on, let me turn this off. Sundays are a day that we batch our content, and that we plan our content, that we prep for the week. We set ourselves up for success. Okay, so it looks like we have a few people who this is their first time. So really quick before we get into it, oh, hold on, we're still admitting. I'm out of breath because I just ran up my stairs to bring my son back up. So out of shape. The way that this works is I have 7 topics here and ready for you guys. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go through this. It's kind of like a work with me where I set a timer. I set a timer for 6 minutes. That way we're done and off and ready to go to the planning Zoom. So I give you guys the topic. You have 6 minutes to type on it. So these are captions, okay? And keep in mind as we're going through, they do not all have to be paragraphs. You can turn some of them into zingers. They can be shorter, they can be longer. Also keep in mind as we're going through, these aren't just for posts, right? You guys, if you've been here, you've heard me say this a million times. They can be used as captions for reels. They can be used as live captions, as IGTVs. So what I've been doing, I'm back to doing a reel every single day. So I will make these captions and then I go through and I read them back to myself and I turn them into a reel. So they go hand in hand. And then also throughout the week, I've been taking about 3 of these and I will turn them into like opportunity stories or product stories. So something that my team and I do at the beginning of every month is we plan out our goals. So how many sample packs we want to get out, where we want to finish our volume, how many promoters we want to enroll, how many customers, XYZ. And so when I'm going through these, because a lot of these you're going to notice that they're going to be kind of like, some are going to be journaling prompts, quote unquote. Some are going to be specific to products, some specific to opportunity, but some you can take however you want it. So when I give you guys these topics, whatever comes to your mind first, I want you to type on that. This hour is meant to be intentional. Like I want you guys to try to get everything set for the week. But again, if you can't finish it from start to finish, it's okay. Just rough draft it, go back in, clean it up after. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. If anyone has any questions, drop them in the chat. But for the sake of time, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So let me pull up and maybe I can catch my breath. Whew, those stairs are no joke. Okay. So for this first one, what comes to mind when I tell you this? Okay, so finish this sentence. Can we normalize? And I'm going to drop these. What I do too is I drop them in the chat so you guys can refer to them there. So can we normalize? What do you want to normalize? I'm going to drop it in the chat. And I'm going to set my timer and we're going to go. I love this. I just want to say, so this is something we started doing last week too, is as you guys are going through, people will drop what they're talking about in the chat just in case like anyone is stuck. If you look at the chat, there are some really great ideas. So multiple streams of income. Can we normalize feeling good? I like that. So she'll talk about the products. I'm talking about moms making an income from home, moms taking care of themselves, being kind without having to ask or say. Yes. So many great ideas. I love that. You guys, I love these. Keep in mind too, if you're talking about the products, the $25 off is still going through what, the 15th, I believe. So that would be like a really good hook to like end your spiel with, is to throw that out there. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself one more time. So I see women supporting women, and I'm just saying, if I were doing that for this one, I would take a photo right here, right now, of all of us on this Zoom together, and I would use that as your photo to go along with that caption. All right, we've got about 50 seconds left. I'm just gonna read you guys what I have, and I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna use as a content photo, because as we're doing this, think about what you're gonna need for content photos, and then when you're on the planning Zoom with Christina Tammy afterwards, you're gonna know what you need for photos. You can plug in what days you're gonna take them. So I've got, can we normalize moms making a substantial income from home, babies on their lap and all? Can we stop shaming them for that? Can we stop mocking them? Can we stop telling them to get a real job? Can we do that? And then I'm gonna have a photo of my kids and I, probably on the couch, maybe with my laptop in it, showing that I'm working with them right beside me. All right, so we are going to move on. So there's that first one. Okay, this next one is super straightforward. Hold on, the timer's about to go off. There it is. Okay, super straightforward. This next one is just your personal testimony. So what your life looked like before you found these products, before you found this opportunity, how you felt, what you were doing versus now. Okay, so keep in mind, you guys, personal testimonies aren't weight loss, like, right? They're not before and afters necessarily. So I see in the chat, I don't have one yet. If you've sampled the products, if you've been using the products for even just a day, you do have a personal testimony because you know how the products make you feel, you know how you felt before you found them. So we do have one. And if you don't, maybe you like just signed up as a promoter and you don't have the products yet and you haven't even sampled them, go to the Le-Vel Facebook page. There are tons and tons and tons of other people's personal testimonies, and it's okay to share those. I love these, you guys. So I'll read mine really quick. Mine's not completely done, but you'll get the gist of it. 2019, drained, always exhausted, planning my days around when I'd be able to nap, begging my kids to watch one more movie so I could rest a little longer. 2020 to present, full of freaking energy, tired, don't know her anymore, naps, don't need them anymore, running circles around my kids. Like I actually think I have more energy than my 2-year-old. That's the direction I'm going with it. All right, so I love these. Let's move on. Okay, so this next one, guys, I want to talk about how we don't cold message. And I find that especially when it comes to like reels, because they get pushed out to like such a wider audience, the one topic that I get the most response out of, the most DMs out of, is when I talk about how we don't cold message. Because for some reason in 2022, people are still teaching cold messaging. They are still telling people that it works. And so when we talk about how we don't do that, people are so intrigued by that. They're like, wait, what? How do you actually build a business without cold messaging? Like, what do you do? It always starts top like conversations for me. And it's actually a way that I've enrolled quite a few people because they are with a company who does cold message and they aren't comfortable with it. They don't want to do that. So let's capitalize on the fact that we do not cold message. And this is a really good one, like I said, to turn into a reel of some kind or even a live. Yeah, so I post these on both platforms. So two birds, one stone. So if I'm using one of these for a reel on Instagram, I'm either going to use it for a reel on Facebook, like I'm going to carry that reel over, or I'm going to post a photo and this be my caption on Facebook. So I always put them on both. All right, there's the timer, and I will go ahead and read you guys mine really quick too. So hold on, let me get back into my notes. Okay, so I said it's 2022, babes. Cold messaging is a thing of the past. If it feels icky, it's because it is. You may not have been told this, but there is a better way. You don't need to spam your friends and family. You don't need to create a 100s list or copy and paste. You don't need to be in people's inboxes unless they are in yours first. And then I'm just going to go on to talk about how we teach people like to be authentic and to build connections and friendships and stuff like that. So just what we teach, and I'll wrap it up with that. So that is what I have. Okay, this next one, I want you to talk to the person who is saying it doesn't work. Let me set my timer. So something I'm reading the things in here. And so something that like comes to mind when I think about this topic is, like I said, it works if you work. When you think about like a 9 to 5 job, right? You don't pull up to that job and just like sit in the parking lot all day and then go home at 5 o'clock and get paid for that, right? No, you have to get out of your car. You have to go in, you have to clock in, you have to do your work, you clock out, you go home, you get paid. It's the same thing with this. Sure, we don't punch a clock, but you have to do the work. You have to show up in order to get paid. So my mind is I want to kind of compare that. I want to talk about that. Like people, like I said, I don't understand why people think that this is just something that you sign up for and you get rich overnight. Like it takes work, but obviously, as we all know, like it is so worth it. So mine, I actually already have a reel created around this topic. So mine is actually more of like a zinger for this one. So I've got maybe she's born with it. Maybe she just put her blinders on and got to work with like the shrugging emoji. And then I said, it works if you work. Okay, so moving on, this one is going to be a product post. So I want you guys to think about things that somebody not using these products may be feeling and experiencing, like exhaustion, brain fog, maybe they're snacking all of the time, maybe they need more like patience with their kids, maybe their gut health is all thrown off, right? XYZ. Think of how you felt before you found these products, outline that, and then provide them a solution. So you can go the direction of all those things that I just said and talk about the 3 steps, or maybe you want to talk about like gut health. Maybe you want to run a promo on like gut health this week. So you could talk about gut health and talk about like balance and biotic, right? And then for a content photo, you could take like a cute picture with balance and biotic. And I hope this is all making sense. I'm trying to get through these so we can get onto the planning Zoom. Yeah, guys, there's no right or wrong answer. This is whatever is on your heart, whatever comes to mind, whatever you want to talk about. And the reason that I've kind of been more vague with these topics versus the first time that we started is because we are not a copy and paste company, right? So I don't want it to look that way. If we all talk about the same exact thing all the way across the board, then it makes us look like a copy and paste company. We are not that. So there's no right or wrong answer. So yes, Desiree, that is good. And if you just hopped on, we are outlining problems or things that, not necessarily problems, things that people may be feeling and experiencing if they are not using the Thrive products. We're outlining that, and then we are providing them with a solution. All right, you guys, we've got about a minute left. So I'm just gonna, I know some of you are stuck on this one, so I'm just gonna read to you what I have. So at the top, I've got bullet points. I've got exhaustion, brain fog, moody, uncontrolled appetite, poor gut health. One word to solve all of the above problems: thrive. I used to suffer from every single one until one day I saw a busy mom on Instagram talking about all of the energy she had and how great she felt. All it took was one day on the products and I was hooked. I knew that I needed to share it with everyone. That was nearly 2 years ago, and it's only gotten better and better. And then I've got like vitamins with a 95 to 98% absorption rate, the creamiest lifestyle mix on the market, cute wearable nutrition. Have you tried it yet? And then I'm going to direct them to the link in my bio to request a 3-day trial pack. Okay, all right. Moving on, so we've got 2 more left and we are making good timing, so perfect. Okay, this next one, let's talk about red flags. There are so many different directions you can go with this one, so again, whatever comes to your mind. I'm going in the direction of who you surround yourself with so that I can shout out our community. So like I said at the beginning of this, I'm actually gonna take a photo right here, right now of us on this Zoom, and that is what I'm going to use as a content photo to go along with that. But maybe you want to chat like diets. Maybe you want to talk about like red flags around compensation plans or products, etc. So let's go ahead. I'm going to set the timer for this one. I'm dying. All right, everybody say cheese. All right, you guys, we've got about a minute 30 left, so go ahead and start wrapping that up. If anybody wants to drop what they're talking about in the chat for others who maybe are stuck and need ideas, feel free to do that. And then we're moving on to our last one, and then we'll get off just in time to take a little bathroom break, water break, before we jump onto the planning Zoom with Christina Tammy. All right, and then this last one, something that I started doing a few weeks ago is I started once a week making it a point to do some sort of engagement post to get my algorithm up and moving and my stuff pushed out to people, and being able to start conversations with people I don't normally have conversations with. And it's been working really, really well in my favor, especially on Facebook, which is where my algorithm and just really anything. Facebook is like my downfall, but this has helped a lot. So last week what did I do? I think I did, like, what is the last thing that you bought off of Amazon? I'm still filtering through the comments, responding to people on that. So that was a really good one. What I'm doing this week is actually tomorrow's going to be my engagement, being Valentine's Day. I'm going to post a photo of my kids' Valentine's Day buckets that I'm going to put together for them. And I'm going to basically like tell people, light up my comments with like your Valentine's Day pictures. People love sharing photos of their day. They love giving their opinions. So that's what I'm going to do. Think of something, maybe you want to do that same thing, or maybe you want to do like unpopular opinions. Maybe you want to introduce yourself if you haven't introduced yourself in a while and you have a lot of new followers. And then you can follow it up with asking people to, tell you about themselves, something of that nature, some sort of engagement post. So yeah, and then we are going to wrap this up. This one we don't need 6 minutes for. I'm going to give you guys like 2 minutes. All right, so now you guys have your 7 topics for the week. So now when you get on this planning Zoom afterwards, you already know exactly what you are going to talk about. So all you need to do is plug these topics into the day that you want to talk about them. Look at what you're talking about in those 7 days, figure out what content photos you need to take, plug it into your calendar. What day are you going to take them? What opportunity stories are you going to remake out of these? Plug it into your calendar on the day that you're going to make them. What reels do you need to create? Look at these, pick like maybe 2. Which 2 can you go live about? Plug it into your calendar. Which 2 days are you going to go live? So keep all of that in mind as you're going through the planning Zoom. Really, this and that planning Zoom go hand in hand. It should make your life so much easier if you are sticking to it. So sticking to it is key. I saw someone ask what this topic is. Yes, it's an engagement post. So I hope that this helps. I hope that you guys are enjoying this. Like I said last week, this is new for all of us. So the more that we go through this, the more that we do these, I'm going to get better with giving you guys what you need on this. You guys are going to get better at, I know it's hard to like sit down and come up with 7 of these, in 6 minutes. But like I said at the beginning, try your best to get as much typed out and thought up as you can. Even if you have to go back and fix it afterwards, at least kind of like brain dump, you know what I'm saying? So, all right, well, I'm glad that you guys like this. I'm gonna let you guys get off so you can take a little break before you jump onto Christina Tammy's, and I will see you all next Sunday. If you have somebody on your team who struggles with posting throughout the week, and you did not see them on here, hi Sarah, I see you raising your hand. Share this with them afterwards. I'm going to post it to my YouTube, and I'll share it in Limitless and Lindsay's chat. So yeah, all right, you guys have a good Sunday. Thank you.